name is Scary Gamer and welcome back to a brand new video up on the channel. Today we are going back to 2012 for a little throwback review from the solo album by Serj Tankian. This is, I believe, his third studio album as his solo career, released all the way back in 2012, and so it's also one of my favorite Serj Tankian's solo albums. I even have one right here, which is actually signed by him. It was a pretty hefty amount of money spent on this record, but it was really worth it. I love this record, and so hopefully by the end of this video you guys will check it out for yourselves and let me know down in the comments below if you guys enjoyed it, or if you already heard it, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And without further ado, with this out of the way, let's get into the review.
We're the gamers, deciding to fly against the sky. Within our dreams we awake.
After System of a Down decided to go on a eventual hiatus from releasing any new music, Serj, along with some of the other members from System of a Down, would go on to release solo projects. Serj's solo project would end up not being my most favorite or most listened to. In fact, a lot of his albums aren't really my cup of tea, to be honest. I can see some people enjoying it, and I definitely don't understand how Serj can be such an underrated artist, especially after having such an amazing career with System of a Down. But here we are. I feel this album is the most underrated out of any of his releases. It is his third studio album, a follow-up from 2010's Imperfect Harmonies. He'd go on to release this in July of 2012, and it would just become a very underrated mess in his entire discography. He would go on to release a couple other albums that were received very well. I think his latest one was released this year in 2021. I did cover that album, and I don't think I'm going to before this year ends. I might take a little journey to it next year like I am doing now with this album, but don't really expect it. With having 11 songs in just 45 minutes and 15 seconds, this album is actually really enjoyable, to be honest. Cornucopia, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, is a good opening. Figure It Out is a little different. Ching Chime is it for everybody, I can definitely tell, but is a good song. Butterfly is another killer song that I absolutely love to this day. Hulu Curry and is another track I cannot pronounce for the life of me, is also the title track of this album, which means I can't pronounce the album correct. But if I did pronounce that correctly, let me know in the comments. But it is a really good track and probably is the strongest on this album. Occupied Tears is a good track. Deafening Silence is a much slower, toned down acoustic bit by Serj, but is definitely a great, beautiful track, to be honest. Forget Me Not is another acoustic bit that is just beautiful and is probably a little bit better than Deafening Silence. Reality TV, Uneducated Democracy are alright, but Weave On is definitely where the album shines. There was a deluxe edition that was put out with Revolver and Tyrant's Gratitude, which I didn't really care much for the extra 2 tracks, but are definitely something if you did enjoy the full-length album by Serj, definitely check out, and who knows, maybe you could enjoy those extra tracks way more than I did. Personally, I didn't enjoy Serj's solo album just because I don't feel like his voice fits good outside of System of a Down. And I'm not saying that to hate on him or anything. He's a really good, talented artist with great music. It's just his voice isn't really my cup of tea, to be honest. It could be somebody else's cup of tea that stumbles upon this video who hasn't heard the album yet, or if you have heard the album yet, you probably enjoyed it way more than I did. There are some good tracks on here, like I said, Butterfly, Haru Kari, Weave On. There are plenty of good killer tracks on this album, and there's also a couple bad tracks on this album. It's a nice little mix of good and bad, and I definitely enjoyed the album for that reason. It's not a great solid album that you have to check out or you just miss out, but it's also something that if you just have free time and want to sit down and discover something new, it is definitely an album that I do recommend. Overall, I do give this album probably a 5 out of 10 for just being average. It's a good average album. It's nothing bombshell trend setting, but it's also nothing like trash worthy or anything. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this little quickie review thing, traveling back to Serj's solo album. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new to the channel. Hit the bell icon for notifications to be notified whenever I do upload, and I'm sorry that I cannot talk throughout this video. What was wrong with me? And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.